This episode of JUCO Football Rundown is brought to you by Fast Camp Athletics. Fast Camp or no camp. Tap in with Coach KB at Fast Camp Athletics. FastCampAthletics.com. All right, we are here with This Week in Dago Sports, JUCO Football Rundown, G House QB1, true freshman Melvin Spicer the fourth out of Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. Everybody, this young man went for 18 for 24, 298 yards, 5 throwing touchdowns, and a rushing touchdowns, all in the first half, beating up on Compton College. Melvin, an amazing feat. Has this? Have you ever achieved this high level of a performance in any game, youth or high school?
Not to my knowledge, no, sir.
5 touchdowns, true freshman, and a rushing 6 total touchdowns in the first half. True freshman again at the G House. So Melvin, talk to us. What was the mentality to start the season off here? First year at the G House, Grossmont College, true freshman. What was the mentality to get ready to prepare for this first game at home?
In all honesty, I felt like I just didn't. We didn't as a team. We weren't trying to go in there and make it bigger than it was, but at the same time, it definitely was a statement game for us. The last 2 years, I think Grossmont was 1-19 combined in the last 2 years. So it was definitely a huge stepping stone to just set off the season on the right foot. And really just turning a lot of heads in the state of California.
Absolutely, that's a statement. 64-0. I mean, what a statement game. I'm sure people check the scores like, is that Grossmont College? Who's that quarterback? Oh, he's a true freshman out of Bishop Gorman. Makes
Yes, sir.
sense. So I know there's a lot of new energy, new coaching staff over there. How do you guys build that chemistry with all this new culture change? The uniforms, you guys are turning the, big social media presence now. So how do you guys build chemistry on and off the field at the G House?
I think just really stepping in and day out and just putting our head down and pushing forward. Blocking out the noise, blocking out all the talk, and blocking out the past, and really just starting off on a new foot. Working hard every day, pushing each other on like to a different level. We all have that same goal. Get out of here, transfer to a 4 year. But in doing that, we got to leave our mark in some sort of way. So I think just taking it day by day as a unit, and competing our butts off every single day with each other. That's really what makes us better. We have some really big talent here at the G House. So I think really in practice, that's where we really get super competitive, and I think that really showed this past Saturday. Just being able to play another opponent, really, we were really excited to be out there. So that was huge for us.
So being at Bishop Gorman, extremely high level national, powerhouse in high school football, and now, to translate the high school to junior college, what was the first biggest difference you saw from being at Bishop Gorman to the G House and JUCO?
Well, in all honesty, Gorman really felt. At Gorman, honestly, Gorman prepared me for this. Honestly, coming to junior college was a bit easier just because of how tough the Gorman program was. So I felt like I was prepared for a whole nother level. And then even in the off season in my training regimen at Game Changer Sports in Las Vegas, that really prepared me more than anything. I got my body right, overcame injuries, and mentally prepared for this. So I think when I stepped here, I stepped into that leadership position, and I really just was able to elevate the guys to the best of my ability.
So, and coming from Las Vegas again, that big powerhouse program, what about Grossmont College, the G House? Like, you know what? This is home for me for the next 2 years. What made you so? Because I can't imagine you had your choice of where you wanted to go, but you chose the G House to build
Absolutely.
that new foundation, the new chapter at the G House. What was that about? Why the G House?
I think when I was being recruited, in all honesty, it was really just like the love that all the coaches were showing me. Coach Rob, Coach Joe, Coach Mason Mitchell, our head coach, Coach Jamil. Like all the coaches just made it feel like home as soon as I stepped in here, and I was able to see their vision and I was able to see my vision, and it aligned perfectly. Like I said, like I wasn't afraid of anything, knowing the past history. I had the mindset of, okay, what if I can come in here and change the program, change the dynamic of this program, and really put this program on the map. So I really feel like it was just the love and the loyalty and the support that the coaches here showed me while I was being recruited. That really stood out to me more than anything.
And who on your team that you feel deserves more recognition that is not getting? Because essentially, QB1 skill position is always going to get recognition, but you're there on the grind from training camp, off-season workouts, getting ready. You guys performed at a high level, but who do you feel deserves more recognition? One or two people or a group of people?
I feel like the whole team. It's not just me. More than anything, I can't go without those guys. I can't go without that O line. I can't go without the receivers. I can't go without the running backs. I can't go without the defense. So I'm not even going to single out a whole group. I feel like
Right.
everybody deserves that. The
Yeah.
stats and all that are cool, but to me that's a team stat. I can't make that happen if I can't get the ball back, because the defense can't give me the ball back, or I can't get time up front, or if the receivers aren't catching the ball. So to me, I feel like the whole team deserves recognition. Like I said, being in here day in and day out, it's huge for us as a unit. So I know I get to shine, but in all honesty, I give it all back to those guys. All props go to those guys.
And you brought up your O line. So as a former O line D lineman, you want to shout out your line because again, 6 touchdown performance in the first half. Again, let me clarify. Coach Rob made it clear to me before this interview in the first half, 5 throwing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. You want to
Yes,
shout
sir.
out your O line individually?
Absolutely, absolutely. Can't go without
Yeah.
them. Can't
All
go
right.
without.
Yeah. Shout out to your O line. So, and you guys are on the road up in LA, Southwest College. They're 0-1. They lost to Santa Monica 59-6. Now, what is your coaching staff and what are you guys doing? And you in particular as a leader to prepare, because you can see the stats in in the final, and you don't want to underestimate your opponent. So how are you keeping your team level headed after a big win and shutting out your opponent, knowing you're going on the road to an opponent who got beat big as well? How are you going to stay level headed to get have that preparation for the game up at LA Southwest on Saturday?
Absolutely. I feel like the biggest thing is coming in this week. I just was telling guys, like, don't get too big headed. Don't get too big headed. It can go any way, any week. So definitely just keeping our foot on the gas, and not letting up. It doesn't matter the opponent, the competition is. We have one goal in mind, and we got to execute that goal no matter who's in front of us. So not making it too big, not underestimating any opponent. It's the same for every team. We have to play the same for every team in front of us. Our goal is to go 1-0 every week. Nothing more, nothing less.
Well said, young man. And last thing, what is one thing that you want to share with people that are watching us that they may not know about you, or something interesting about you? Because everybody has their own weird quirks as athletes. What is one thing that you want to share that people might be surprised about?
Um, I think
Like a guilty pleasure TV show, something, something off the, something fun and light we're doing here.
fun and light. I say I love to fish. I love to fish. So I think that's like
There it is.
that's my hobby right there. I do want to go to school for marine biology. So I don't know
Okay.
how many football players who are marine biologists, but that's definitely what I'm gonna do with my future. And hopefully, my goal,
It
my
is.
dream
Well,
school is the University of Washington. So they got a really good marine biology program. I love the Pacific Northwest. I feel like that's where my soul belongs. And I'm gonna do everything I can do to try and get there. But yeah, definitely, I'm an outdoor person. Definitely love to fish. That's my hobby right there.
okay. Okay. Well, pleasure and honor, man, to have you on this platform. Platform for individuals and teams just like yourself, and may not get to shine the recognition you guys deserve. So, looking forward to seeing more and more throughout the season. Big old show. Ladies and gentlemen, Melvin Spicer the fourth. If you don't know, you better ask him. So again, Melvin Spicer the fourth out of Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. QB1 at the G House. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Melvin, thank you for your time, young man. You did a great job. And best of
Thank you.
luck on Saturday, and best of luck the rest of the season. Thank you, young
Yes,
man.
sir. Thank you. Have a good one.